Hi everyone, this question has been asked a couple of times to me, that how can you curve embroidery text? So I'm going to show you how to do it using Embrilliance Essentials. If you have other software, it probably will be a similar process. Now, I just have the basic Embrilliance Essentials. I don't have any of the digitizing add-ons or anything like that. This is just the basic Embrilliance Essentials. So I've opened up a blank page and I've got my 4x4 hoop selected. I'm going to be using one of the free shapes that you can get from the Embrilliance website. It's a downloadable shape that goes into the library section in Embrilliance Essentials. If you go to the top of the page, you'll see this kind of like cog with a downward facing arrow. If you select that, it should bring up this library box. Now, I've got a few different things added in here from the Embrilliance website, but you should see Embrilliance. And then over on the left, you should have some of these shapes. If you don't have them, go to embrilliance.com and go to their download section, I think it is, or it might be on their blog, and just have a look for library shapes. So I'm going to come to this one on the left that looks like a heart, and in here there's a circle. So I'm just going to choose that and say OK, and that's just going to drop the circle stitch out into the center of my hoop. And I'm just using this, as I say, because you can get this shape free from Embrilliance if you don't have any shapes yourself. So now what I want to do is come up to the top of the page and choose the letter A. And that's going to put ABC on my desktop mat. So if I click over on the right hand side on the words and then come down to the properties box and choose letters, and in letters you normally just have this middle icon is, I think, the default. So it always brings on, when you choose the text, it always brings on ABC, and that's where you type your text and then you choose your font, etc. But if you want to arch letters, you know, to fit within or outside of a circle, then you want to come over to the circle icon. Now I'm going to highlight the words ABC and I'm just going to type happy and hit enter. And straight away you'll see that they've arched, because that's, you know, the shape that's been chosen here. Now the results that you get will be determined on the font that you use, how you type the word, whether they're in upper or lowercase or a mixture as I've got here. So you will have to play around with this. There's no kind of like, you do this and you'll get this. Yes, you will to an extent, but you may have to, you know, as I say, juggle it. I've just got one of the last fonts chosen here that I've used in Embrilliance. I'm going to click on the happy and just drag it up. Now that for me kind of seems to fit okay, but you can adjust the arch by using this radius slider here. It's directly under where the font section is, and some people miss it. They see the words slant and space and word spacing and line spacing, but they don't always notice this here. So by choosing this slider and taking it to the right or the left will determine how this arc on your word will look. So if I drag this over to the right, you can see it's straightening it out. Now when you first type your word, this slider might be all the way over to the right hand side, so you may have to, you know, adjust it until you get what you think is going to look okay. Now, like I say, there's no absolute easy, straightforward way of doing this. You may have to play around with it. You may get lucky, you know, depending on the font and the size that you're using. But, you know, you might have to adjust it. Now, I'd like the letters to be a little bit closer together. So I'm going to come to where it says space and I'm going to start dragging this either to the left or the right to see which way makes the letters get closer. So going to the left brings them closer together. Going to the right takes them further apart. So I'm going to bring them so that they're a little bit closer. And then again, now you can adjust the radius and see how that looks. And then what you can also do is if you click on the word and get the bounding box around your word, you'll see that there are squares, green squares in the middle of each letter. If you click on a square, that then enables you to move this however you want. So if you want the, letter to be a little bit higher, just play around. But again, I'm going to click on it, click on the green box, and then again, you'll see that somewhere on your letter, you've got a blue dot. And again, that helps you rotate the letters. So if you want to make it, look, or if you want to make the way it reads a little bit better, then you can do it this way. I'm going to click on the letter A on the green box. And again, I'm just going to adjust the letter. The P's look okay. I might just click on the Y and just adjust that to the left slightly. So I've got my happy. I mean, me personally, I would play around with this a bit more and, kind of bring the letters in a little bit more, but just for the video. So now I'm going to click on the letter A at the top of the page again to get my ABC. I'm still in the circle icon. I'm going to highlight the ABC and I'm going to type the word birthday and hit enter on my keyboard. Now you can see that that's arced the letters as it did here, but I want them to go the other way. So there's a little box here that says place on bottom. And if you left click in that, it will adjust the letters. Now this is what I mean by the results you get will be determined on the font that you use and what you type in. Because obviously happy has only got 5 letters and birthday's got a lot more. So it's trying to fit the birthday into the same radius shape as the happy. So for me personally now, I would use the spacing and try and space the letters out a bit more. And then again, I would click on the individual green boxes on the letters and just play around with them. I would like the bottom of the Y to be within this, kind of pink embroidery circle. So you just adjust them. So that is just a very, brief overview of how you can arch text to use within a shape using the basic Embrilliance essentials. So to stitch this out now, I would just select everything, center it all in my hoop. Then I would go to the very top of the page where it says file, and I would do save stitch file as, save it, put it on a USB stick and put that into my machine and stitch it out. Or if you've got Wi-Fi, send it over to your machine via Wi-Fi. So I hope that's helpful. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.